Hey guys, so this is kind of weird, a weird little setup that I've got here, and I don't know whether or not I'm gonna make this like actual, you know, actually a video, or whether I might move to another location because I'm in like a pretty public location right now, but there's nobody around and I just don't want to disturb anybody, right? So I'm trying to be kind of courteous of everybody. But anyways, as you can see right now, it is pitch black where I live, and it is about 6 p.m. right now. I think it just turned to 6, and it is pitch black. And I actually got this idea because I was laying on my couch sitting and watching a video by Hannah Elise, one of my favorite YouTubers. If you want to go follow, 100% go follow her. She's amazing. She just posted a video on her 12 days of Christmas about her basically like her evening routine when it gets dark at like 4:30 p.m. right? Okay. And she always talks about how she has seasonal depression. That's one of the things she touches on in her channel, and she's one of the main people who really inspired me to create mine and who really inspired me to be real on the internet too. So I wanted to give a shout out to her and to thank her. But basically this video is kind of gonna have the same theme. It's gonna be about seasonal darkness and depression and how I handle that and how I'm struggling with that and everything. So I think like everybody else, when it starts to get dark, I start to get sad. And not like I have depression, but not in a like chronic depression way, and just like a seasonal depression way, right? I feel like you can tell, but it is frustrating for somebody who has battled and is battling, you know, all year round depression, to have seasonal depression and to feel like I'm reverting back, right? And so I have to constantly kind of be monitoring how I'm feeling and whether or not what I'm feeling is situational or seasonal or what have you. It's very exhausting to have to navigate, but I'm doing my best, right? And I don't want personally to write off an entire season, right? Like, I think that is absolutely ridiculous. I do not want to have an entire season where I just like throw my hands up and I'm like, oh, I'm just depressed. Like, I want to be able to enjoy winter, and I want to be able to enjoy when it gets dark and the darkness, and I want to stop feeling like my day ends at 6 p.m., right? And I think that some of that obviously you can't help as a person, but I think that there's a lot of that you can help, obviously, right? So like, I am gonna make a point and have been making a point to go on walks in the dark, right? And to really not just stay inside when it gets dark, to be outside, to do the normal things that you would do in the summer or spring or fall even, and to just be outside when it's dark, because it kind of can feel like it's scary and daunting, and like if the day is done and you've done nothing, like you're laying on your couch and you're like, oh my god, where's the time gone, you know? And I think that's where, at least for me, my depression stems from. And I think that it can be really, really important to kind of reprogram that, I guess, and to, you know, get outside and be productive in the evenings, right? And to, even if you're not like productive in the evenings, like I worked this morning, I'm not being productive in the evening. I was just sitting on my butt watching YouTube videos, right? To have that time, but to also have the time where you're truly appreciating the night for what it is, right? Where you're looking at the stars and realizing how beautiful they are when you're walking around the place you live, and realizing how gorgeous lights look, and Christmas lights, specifically lamp post lights, how pretty they are. Like, this is something that's funny for me to admit, but when I go on night walks in the winter, which I've been doing for the past couple of months, or just like a month, because it just started getting dark recently, I like dance in like the lamplight to myself. And that is, I mean, I only do it obviously because nobody's around. But I think that that's something that's really important because it's something that brings me a lot of joy, right? And it's not even that I have music in my head or anything. I'm singing to myself, and I allow myself to dance in the really pretty lamplight and to, you know, kind of memorize how the lamplight looks in the dark and to remember how pretty darkness can be, right? Because it can also be very, very daunting and very, very scary. And you know, I'm not trying to be all deep about this, but I think that's what seasonal depression is, right? It's the reigning of darkness, and you're like, it's like you're constantly battling, you know, the darkness or whatever, right? And so I'm making this video to kind of just share what I do, so that maybe some of you can either feel less alone in your feelings or in your seasonal depression, or maybe, you know, you can take something from this video and learn and run with it and it'll help you. But yeah, just appreciating light is a big, big, big thing for me. And obviously, like, you have to give yourself time. You have to give yourself the space to feel what you feel. If you're feeling depression, then you're feeling depression. And that is, you know, you can get to the root of that and work on it, but you also need to make sure that you are giving yourself the space to feel that and to truly just kind of get after that. Sorry, my battery's running low. So yeah, that's like my main point. I try to go on walks or to walk my dogs in the dark, just to do things in the dark, because as soon as it gets dark, that's when my body's like, oh, bedtime, and I can't be going to bed at 5 p.m., right? Like, it's annoying to me how tired I am right now. And, you know, I'm working on it, but it's something that I'm just going to constantly have to be working on. And I know it's something that some people might experience. And so I just kind of wanted to open up the forum to talk about it and to share our experiences, and to kind of share mine, so that maybe some of you can feel a little less alone, because I would say I have seasonal depression, but I'm working on it. I'm constantly working on it, and I'm constantly trying to appreciate things about this cold, dark season. Try to appreciate things that I love. So thank you guys so much for listening. I hope that this helped, or you felt seen by this. Love, Emma.